In team competition, the Chinese looked unbeatable on their way to the gold, but Bart Connor in the individual all-around championship, it could come from just about anywhere.
John, it's very hard to predict an all-around winner here because there are so many great gymnasts from Russia, Japan, and China. But it was China's Li Xiaoshuan who led his team to the world title. He's so aggressive and powerful, he's going to be one to watch. But easily the most celebrated in today's all-around competition is the bad boy from Belarus. And that, of course, is Vitaly Sherba, winner of 23 world and Olympic medals. He's so intense and focused that he can never be counted out.
There are 6 rotations in the men's all-around competition, and after 2 of them have been completed, Li Xiaoshuan from China leads Yuri Keki and Dmitry Karbanyenko. The top American at this point is John Roethlisberger, a 4-time national all-around champion. He's currently in 28th.
And he would be much higher, but unfortunately on his first event, the floor exercise, he went for a huge trick on the final tumbling run, but put his hands down. Dropped him way down.
That's right, he qualified in 13th place. His story is a little bit like the U.S. team, who did so well in the compulsories. They were 3rd as a team. A lot of positive things being said about the U.S. men's program. And then they faltered in the optionals and dropped all the way down to 9th place, the same place they were last year at the World Championships. John is certainly the stability of the U.S. men's team. This is a good event to show you how strong he is physically and mentally. There's some of the physical strength. He trains so well, he's so focused. Watch this.
A big dismount, double twisting, double back. He's one of the only guys in the competition throwing it. Great job.
It still rings an event that earned John Roethlisberger a silver medal at this year's Pan Am Games.
That'll be a good score.
Over on high bar, Yevgeny Chabaev from Moscow. His team was a little disappointed by finishing 4th in the team competition earlier this week.
They certainly were. Perhaps a good all-around finish today for the Russians could help ease the pain of their poor team performance. He's outstanding on the high bar. Watch this. He's got one more coming up.
That's one of the highest Kovacs I've ever seen.
Nice combination.
Roethlisberger's ring score 9.425.
The story for the Russians, they were so bad in the compulsories, placing only 11. Then they rocked the optionals with routines like that, moving up to 4th, but it was the first time they hadn't won a medal in a long time.
Here's Italy's Yuri Keki, who starts the rotation in 2nd place thanks to a spectacular rings performance.
But this is his weak event. Ever since he tore his Achilles tendon in '92 before the Olympics, he's been terrified of it.
Oh, a little bit of a low landing there as Li Xiaoshuan, our leader, looks on. Yuri, I think, is relieved just to get that one over with.
And over at the rings, the bad boy from Belarus, the Olympic all-around champion and gold medalist in this event, Vitaly Sherba.
Just as the vault was a critical event for Yuri Keki, the still rings is a critical event for Vitaly Sherba. You mentioned he was the Olympic champion. Well, since then, the rules have changed, and his routine doesn't stack up well against the others here because he doesn't have enough difficulty in it. He'll need a good score here if he's going to contend for an all-around gold today.
Chabaev on high bar, a 9.637. And Keki's vault, a 9.1.
One of the reasons he does struggle here a little is he's had shoulder problems, had surgery, but this is a great combination here with crossing the ring straps and finishing in a handstand very clean.
And nobody lands better than Sherba.
Oh, look at that intense face. It was like he was daring the judges to give him a low score.
We'll be back with that score in just a moment. Next up on the floor is Russia's Dmitry Karbanyenko, and he helped his team earn a silver medal at the Worlds last year.
I really like this gymnast. Everything he does is big. He's huge.
And what's amazing is he has a lot of finesse for a big, hulking guy.
And he's only like 5'10", but for a gymnast, he's a giant.
Oh, stepped out.
That'll be a 1/10 of a point deduction.
Vitaly Sherba's ring score, by the way, a 9.375.
One thing that makes him so terrific is on every event, he does the maximum difficulty, never holding back. You hear that bell that signals he has 20 seconds to complete his exercise.
Beautiful double layout. Unfortunately, all through the routine, he had hops on the landing.
Looks like he went out of bounds again.
The defending all-around champion is Ivan Ivankov from Belarus. He's over at the parallel bars. Struggled a bit earlier, falling in the compulsories, but all qualifiers into the all-around start from zero. He has his chance on parallel bars now.
He's a teammate of Vitaly Sherba, and it's interesting, he's the exact opposite personality. He's a very humble, soft-spoken gymnast, where, of course, Sherba is pretty arrogant and pretty brash. But when Ivankov is on the apparatus, he's terrific. Nice style. He's a little stronger than we saw him last year. Added a little weight, beefed up the difficulty in his routines. Nice job.
Karbanyenko's score on floor X, 9.337. And here's our leader after 2 rotations. Li Xiaoshuang from China, 3 medals at the Barcelona Olympics, and this week helped lead the People's Republic to a team gold medal at the World Championships.
Boy, and he's going to go for one of the hardest vaults in the world. And boy, does he fly.
I have never seen anything like that.
Neither has Yuri Keki. This is a little guy. He's only 5'3" and 121 pounds, but boy, is he powerful.
Unbelievable how he lifts off the horse, finishes 1.5 twists way above the height of the horse, and nails it.
Li's vault earns a 9.675, 1/10 of a point more than Ivankov earned on parallel bars. So at the halfway point of the men's all-around competition, Li Xiaoshuang continues to lead in his effort to win a new world title. 4th rotation of the men's all-around competition. Our next athlete is Valery Belenki from Germany. He's moved from 12th to 9th in the last round, and now on the still rings he's getting ready. This man was a bronze medalist in Barcelona in the all-around.
Interestingly enough, in Barcelona, he competed for the Commonwealth of Independent States. He comes from Azerbaijan and emigrated to Germany and has been competing for the German national team for the last couple of years. Having a great competition, he's good on all the events. Adequate difficulty, very nice clean form. Nice set.
Solid performance by Belenki. Next up, Vitaly Sherba, the defending Olympic champion, dropped a few spots in the last rotation. He starts this round in 7th place.
Got a low score on the rings, where we said was one of his weaker events, but boy, we're ready for one of his best, aren't we, Kathy?
So Yurchenko vault, a vault we normally see quite often in women's gymnastics. He's one of the only guys in the competition doing it, and he does it with a double twist.
Wow.
Very difficult.
And so far from the horse, that's going to be impressive to the judges. Put him back up in all-around contention right there.
Here's a man in all-around contention, Yevgeny Sabae from Russia, who moved from 10th to 3rd in the last rotation. He's getting ready for the floor. Belenki's ring score, a 9.587. Sherba's vault, 9.562.
Nice start.
You look at all the top guys in the competition, and they're sticking all of their landings. It is so key in all-around.
He's had good success in Japan just this summer at the World University Games. He won the all-around. Sherba was only 3rd. One of his more famous teammates is Alexei Nemov, the 19-year-old sensation from Russia, who had a disaster in the compulsories, placing only 96th. Then he came back to win the optionals, which means had he even qualified for today's all-around finals, he could win the whole thing, because the gymnasts start from 0 and they compete only in the optional exercises today. It's a great routine so far.
Oh, that's the most significant deduction right there.
He's so solid, though, even though he may not be as famous as some of his teammates, he just plugs along and usually ends up in the medals.
Here's Zhang Jingjing, who's a newcomer to the national team. This is his first World Championships. He's currently in second place, leading the field all except for his Chinese teammate, Li Xiaoshuang. He's now at the pommel horse.
Really, the whole talk of this meet has been how impressive the Chinese team has been. Going for really difficult routines. Nice sequence. Oh! That was strange. He was doing beautifully.
You could even see the shock on his face.
The Chinese generally go for the hardest routines. They don't hold back. They go for difficult combinations. Pommel horse is one of those events where it's very hard to get a good score unless you go for some very risky one pommel combinations, which is what he was trying. He'll lose a half a point and have to continue the exercise from where he fell off. But that certainly is going to kill him in the all-around today.
How often have we seen, Bart, the Chinese really keep everything together for the team competition and then have troubles like this in both the all-around and event finals?
It's happened a lot. Look at the flares. So much extension. They're so wonderful, well coached, but they have a tendency to break, have been inconsistent in the past.
Once again, here's Ivan Ivankov. Sabaev's 4 routine earned a 9.562, and the pommel horse of Zhang, 9.125.
Ivankov hasn't really been a factor yet here today. He was a surprise winner last year at the Worlds in Brisbane. He's got a great routine here. Oh!
Oh, that was so close.
It looked like he had it right where he wanted it.
This is a matter of centimeters, I'm afraid. He's way up above the bar. Beautiful execution, and just can't get his hands on the bar.
The same event he fell during the compulsories.
See what he's going to do now. Looks like he's going to repeat the move. It's the double over the bar. Oh, that's the one. All of these gymnasts are going for some pretty outrageous release moves and difficult routines these days. If you go for a safe routine, you can't get a good score anyway, so you might as well go for a hard routine.
Great dismount. Let up a little bit on the landing, but the fall threw him completely out of it.
Our leader throughout the competition, Li Xiaoshuang from China. On parallel bars, the event, Bart, you won your gold medal in Los Angeles.
Boy, but I didn't do a routine that was anywhere like this. These days, they have to do some brutal moves. Look at this. Double within the rails. So beautiful. He's not as smooth as some of the other Chinese, but boy, does he pack the difficulty in. He's such a tough competitor, too. He's really focused on those landings. The same kind of attitude we see from Sherba. Intense.
You can probably appreciate from this angle how difficult it must be to keep your body within the rails doing a double back.
Watch how brutal this is on the upper arms. A lot of gymnasts won't do this move. You can see why. Watch, he sticks his arms out. That just hurts like crazy.
And you're right, Bart. He is so aggressive and tough in competition. Look at him fight for this landing.
You can tell he wants to win.
So Li earns a score of 9.712 on the parallel bars, and that keeps him in the lead after rotation number 4. Sabaev and Sherba round out the top 3. Ivankov's fall from high bar earned him an 8.95 and a trip to 19th place. To Sabae, Japan for the World Gymnastics Championships, John Neighbor with Bart Connor and Kathy Johnson-Clark were in the 5th rotation. And here's Yevgeny Shabayev, who's moved to 2nd place with 2 rounds to go.
He has a very complicated pommel horse routine. Watch this sequence right here on one pommel. He goes around 3, 4, 5, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times before he reaches over to the other pommel. Anytime a gymnast goes around more than 3 times on one pommel, he's earning bonus points from the judges. So he's doing very well. Beautiful work in the Thomas flares. This is a requirement. This is called single leg work, scissors.
Boy, this routine is so long and packed full of difficulty.
Going to get a good score. Keep him right in there in the all-around competition.
Vitaly Sherba, 6 gold medals in Barcelona, spoke with our Bart Connor earlier and gave us some insight into the secrets of the all-around and the need to be strong on all 6 events.
And this rule in gymnastics, in all-around, if you don't have one event, you're nothing. All the time in workout, all the time I just try to find something new, you know. I can do everything what I want, any trick, you know. So I'm finding the trick, which I can put instead this hard trick, just the same trick, but it's easier, beautiful, more beautiful. Instead that, to make the point up and to make myself be more confident. Example, V-bars, I did double back, beautiful trick. But, you know, sometimes, you know, it's good, sometimes bad, sometimes hurts, something. So I found other trick. It's so easy, I can make it with closed eyes and the same bonus. I just changed everything, you know. I put easier tricks, but more beautiful.
You expect a lot from yourself, obviously.
Yeah, usually I say to myself, hey, Vitaly, you don't have time, Olympic coming up very fast. You don't have time, so go ahead.
Quite a change comes over this man when he's in the heat of competition, currently in 3rd.
You know, one thing I really like about this gymnast is he does fight for every 10th of a point. Beautiful.
He talked about designing his routines to get the most out of his performance in terms of bonus points from the judges. Every time out, the perfect landing.
This is the best part of the routine, from the end of the bars into the middle, and watch this front 1 3/4 in the piked position, very smooth.
And Sherba earns a 9.7, a 1/10 of a point more than Shabayev earned on his pommel horse routine, as our leader now comes to the high bar.
This routine is guaranteed to be exciting. He has 4 release moves and a really spectacular dismount. Here we go.
Incredible. Now he's going to do that very same combination again, but this time I think even higher.
The judges allow the gymnast to repeat moves to get bonus points. You don't have to do a total variety of elements. He doesn't have the variety of some of the gymnasts, but look at this.
Unbelievable dismount.
And just like Sherba, continuing to nail the landings.
Watch this dismount. It is incredible. Way up above the bar, the fastest double twist I've ever seen. He finishes the double layout above the height of the bar and opens out and just rocks it.
The judges award Lee 9.637 for his routine on high bar, and that will keep him in the lead with 1 rotation remaining. Our standings after 5 show that the top 3 places haven't changed. 1 round remains. We'll be right back. final rotation in the men's all-around competition. Here's Alexei Voropev from Russia. He was the silver medalist at this event last year, and he begins the rotation in 6th.
He is so fast. Usually this vault is huge.
I'm telling you, every time out, he goes for the distance award.
Did you see him give a look at the judge? He's like, make sure you noticed how far away from that horse I landed.
He had a great competition and finished it off with this. Look how far he flies from the horse. He's trying to get out past that final tape. I think he did it.
I feel sorry for the board. Look at that thing. He's beat the heck out of it as he jumped over the horse. And he gets a hug there from Rustam Shadipov of the Ukraine. They competed together last at the '92 Olympics as a unified team. Now, even though they're not competing together, there's still a bond between those former Soviet athletes.
Here's Li Shaoshuang, our leader at the start of the rotation. Therefore, he could mathematically clinch the gold medal here with a score of more than 9.425. This is the event he won Olympic gold at in Barcelona.
Whoa.
He took it out. He normally does a double twisting, double layout. He obviously feels he doesn't need it to win.
He scored a 9.65 in the preliminary competition on this event, so you're right. If he waters down his routine and hits it clean and safe, he'll lock the gold medal right here. Probably a good strategy.
And let's not take anything away from it. It was still a phenomenal open.
That's right.
Voropev's vault, 9.625.
He's one of the few gymnasts here who has so much difficulty he can water down and still get a huge score. Most floor routines have 4 tumbling passes. He just finished his 3rd. This will be his final one. It'll be a double layout.
Whoa! Unbelievable. Forget the landing that was perfect. It's incredible how high he gets off the floor and continues to rise into the second somersault.
This really is remarkable. As you mentioned, watch the first flip. The second flip is even higher. Most gymnasts just dream of being able to do that, and he does it like that easily.
And Li Shaoshuang awaits the judges' marks. Will he be China's first all-around champion in history? Yes, yes he does. 9.612 on the floor, and he wins gold here. And for a second year in a row, the Olympic champion Vitaly Sherba is unable to win the all-around gold at the Worlds, but he's in a fight for second place with this man. Yevgeny Sabae starts the rotation in 2nd, and he's over at the rings.
Boy, he's going to need to be clean here to win his first individual medal at the World Championships. He won a team silver last year with the Russian team. Vitaly Sherba's over at the high bar waiting to go. Sabaev knows that he's going to have to be clean.
Boy, a top 3 finish here would give him exactly what he needs going into Atlanta. 1, confidence, but 2, a lot of respect.
He finished out of the medals last year. He was 5th in Brisbane in the all-around, the Worlds. This is clean.
This is a critical dismount. Pretty good landing, but he bent his knees just a little bit in the air.
Let's take a look at that move. It's a laid-out double somersault with a full twist.
And you'll see right here, he's got bent knees all the way through. If he could have just kept him a little straighter, the score would be bigger.
The door's still open for Sherba.
The score, a 9.437, and that guarantees him his first ever individual world medal. Will it be silver or bronze is up to this man, Vitaly Sherba. His final routine on high bar, he is the defending world champion in this event. He now needs more than a 9.461 to win the silver.
And John, you know he loves the pressure of this situation. Even though he can't win the gold, he said earlier he wants to set himself up for Atlanta, and a strong finish here could help him with that.
Barty's doing 5 release moves in a row. Very risky. There it is.
He's a gutsy athlete. He really likes to lay it on the line. He has such immense confidence in himself. You can see it in his intensity.
Let's look for his trademark landing. Up, a little hop on that one. You know he doesn't like not winning, but he really has the heart of a true champion. He fights no matter what.
Let's take a look at this sequence. There's the one arm reverse hacked back over the bar.
It's amazing how he handles any position he's in when he regrasps the bar. He was a little close.
This dismount is spectacular. So high. Beautiful form. Look at how long he has to spot the landing. It's unusual that he doesn't stick it. Had he been fighting for the gold, I bet he would have nailed it.
But he does win silver here with a 9.712. So the official results in the men's all-around. China wins gold with Li Xiaoshuang. Sherba wins his 18th World Championship medal. Sabae takes bronze. The top American, Blaine Wilson, finishes 25th.